everybody, thanks for joining me. I'm photographer and cinematographer Drew Geraci, and today I've got another exciting ring light to review, and this one was given to me by Weeylite. They did not pay for anything though, so this is really just a kind of an unbiased opinion of this light, and I have to say, I kind of really like this light. Mainly because there's a lot of different options that this light adds, but I think the biggest factor is that it actually produces quite a lot of light. And if you turn it here, I'll turn it on. Boom, look at that. Looks pretty nice. If you take a look on my face here, it really does a nice job of filling it up. Now, it's only a 10-inch ring light, so it's not something that's a little bit larger, like an 18-inch or 24-inch one. And if you've watched any of my reviews before, we played along with the newer 18-inch RGB ring light. And I have to say, like, I'm really a big fan of this new Weeylite WE9 version because it offers a lot of things that the other ones don't, mainly the fact that it actually has a built-in lithium-ion battery that you can charge via USB-C. And that's really nice because if you're out on production or out on location, all you have to do is just get a battery pack, slap on a USB-C connector, and it powers this thing for hours. I've actually used this on a few different projects, mainly smaller stuff when we're doing like product shoots or things that are like very tiny in scale. But it does a really nice job of adding fill light, but it also does a great job of adding color and highlights to whatever we're shooting. Here are a few examples of that. I've used my lovely wife for that. But in these examples, you can just see the quality of the light is really good. The light does have a 95 CRI rating, which is really impressive for the price. And I believe this light is on sale for about $75 US, which is pretty expensive, but also inexpensive. I honestly don't do a lot of shooting with ring lights. This is only the second ring light that I've had, but I prefer it way more than the other one that I actually spent about 180 bucks on. So for the price at $75, this is really nice, and it does offer a lot of different possibilities. One of those possibilities too is also filling the background too. So if you use this guy, and I know a lot of people are gonna probably be using this for like Zoom calls or TikTok videos and things like that, which is great because it does supply you with a lot of great light, and the quality is really nice. But you can also, add highlights to your walls, to objects, things in the background. And if you bought a couple of these, you could actually do a pretty decent job of just lighting an entire scene. If you compare these to, let's just say the Aperture MX series, which are the small little box lights, these actually produce a lot more light, and they're about $25 cheaper. The downside is these aren't as compact as those lights, but at the same time, for the price, you can make this fit pretty much anywhere. The package does include this really cheaply made stand. I wouldn't recommend using it. It's probably fallen over on me a couple times, but it is included. And then they also add this little like cell phone kicker stand with a hot shoe mount that you can then place in here and then use if you want to use your phone for talking and whatnot, which is great. And again, it's a very simple accessory. The build quality on the accessories themselves, pretty bad, but at the same time, it gets the job done, and I think that's all that matters. You can't have, so I'm actually using the Sony Xperia Pro I. I'm not really sure how much this phone weighs, but when I put this in here and try to put it on here, it actually sinks down. So if your phone is heavy, probably more than half a pound, it's probably not gonna hold, but at the same time, it still works, it doesn't matter. What I do wanna say though, is that the build quality on the light itself is quite remarkable. Compared to the newer light that I was using, the build quality on this is very nice. It actually feels very sturdy, it's professionally made, and there's a lot of options on the back of the light as well that are just very easy and very simple to operate. You don't need to have a huge manual to do it. It's pretty simple. You can do RGB mode, CCT mode, HSI mode, or you can do like a scene select mode, which there's scenes for everything. There's a scene for lightning effect, which is pretty neat. There's also a scene for police cars, and there's also an RGB rainbow scene, which is pretty interesting because it'll cycle through all the different RGB colors, and it looks really neat. And if you are doing any kind of product shooting or anything that's going to like maybe be within like a 3x3 space, this does a really nice job of filling that light in. I will say you probably need a couple of these if you really want to fill the light in, but at the same time, this light has about a 4 to 5 foot range on its throw, which isn't bad, but the fall off is pretty bad after that. So after about 4.5, 5 feet, you're gonna lose all of that color and all of that light. So you really have to be quite close to your subject to get the use out of the light. But at the same time, if you're using this for product photography or videography, or obviously just Zoom calls, it's gonna produce tremendously beautiful light. And the color render index on it really does a nice job of maintaining those colors and making everything look fresh and crisp and vibrant. And I really like that in the light. So here's kind of the rundown of the light. This is a 10-inch ring light. It does have bi-color and RGB control. The battery is stated to last about 80 minutes, but in my test, it's lasted anywhere from about 60 to 70 minutes, which is pretty on par for that. And I really like that. There's also a nice little app that is included with the light itself, and you can easily control it from your phone. So there's a lot of different options you can use. If you don't want to like actually come back to the back here and manually turn the colors or change the scene, you have the ability to do that. The app itself is a little cumbersome to set up, but after you get it set up, it's fairly easy to use, and I really like it, and it works. Overall, I've really enjoyed using this light for the last couple of months. It's ultra portable, lightweight, packs a punch if you're doing smaller videos or productions, and just looking at it in the Zoom call, the build quality is super solid and professional for the price, and the light produces really, really great light, and it's honestly a solid buy. So if you're in the market for a ring light, check out the new Weeylite WE9 10-inch light. It's a mouthful. And you won't be disappointed because I really enjoyed it. Again, this isn't a sponsored video. Weeylite did send me the light to try out and test, and I've tested it and used it, and it gets my stamp of approval because it does a hell of a good job. And I'll honestly say that comparative to the other products I've purchased, for this price at 75 bucks, you can't beat it. So again, if you are in the market for a beautiful ring light, check out this guy, and you won't be disappointed. If you guys have any questions, just plop them down below in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. And as always, I love it when you guys like and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. Thanks so much for joining me. Cheers.